Ferrovial results for the first 9 months of 2020. Let's start with the infrastructure assets, our main assets in North America. Performance in the third quarter has been much better than the second quarter. But even so, they're still affected by restrictions to mobility. And by this, I mean people are not back in the office, students are not attending in-person schools. Well, they have reopened, but they are not at school. And this affects a drop in traffic. But our performance in revenues is better than the drop in traffic. How come? Well, we have a much better performance of commercial traffic, probably on the back of e-commerce growing. And e-commerce is growing and probably will have a bigger share of overall retail sales in the coming years. And when you look into heavy traffic, it has toll rates that are 2 times to 5 times what light vehicles get. Okay, so this helps assets like 35 West to grow in revenues and profitability vis-a-vis last year. Okay, so let's move into airports. How are airports doing? Well, everybody knows that there's travel bans, restrictions, quarantines. That is affecting a lot. The industry is trying to move to tests instead of quarantines. And this should help to regain some momentum. But right now, the priority in managing these assets is to generate liquidity. Heathrow ended with a 2.4 billion liquidity cushion at the end of the first 9 months, but it has added in early October up to 4.5 billion pounds in liquidity. And this should provide comfort even with no revenues for the next 12 months for sure. No revenues is a very unlikely scenario, of course. So what happens with contracting? Well, in construction, we had an excellent quarter with very good margins, very good cash flow generation. We can say that construction is clearly turning the corner. Of course, this is propped or based a lot on Budimex's performance, but excellent quarter. What happens with services? Well, services has also generated very good activity cash flow. It's thanks to working capital management that is boosted by clients paying in good terms and also helping with furloughs or tax, let's say, delays in payment. Of course, some of the activity that is essential keeps performing very well. And we can say that of waste treatment in Spain, for instance, or facility maintenance management in the UK. Out of the operating results, when we move into net profit, it was negatively affected by 3 causes. The first one, that is provisions that have been taken to generate efficiency. This should create, most of them, long-term value for stakeholders. The second one is a change in the concession conditions by the grantor for Autema. And then the third one is results from Heathrow with almost no traffic. We have the financial expenses and depreciation that affects. But in this situation, this pandemic, the most important thing to look at is cash generation, and that has been excellent. We closed the first 9 months with a net cash position, ex-infrastructure, of close to 1.7 billion euros, and this is even better than the close of 2019. And liquidity is higher than 7 billion euros. This strength is very important because we believe that in coming out of this pandemic, countries will need to make productive investments and sustainable to really improve the economy and get it with a good multiplier. We are looking forward to that, to create value with those kind of investments. And against this backdrop, the board took the decision to pay a 20-cent dividend. Last year, this second dividend was more than 40 cents. Well, but we continue the share buyback program. And as I said, it's important to preserve this strength for opportunities that could come in the not distant future. And last, let's not lose sight of what our infrastructure assets are. I mean, they have long duration, they are placed in areas like Dallas-Fort Worth and Toronto that grow more the economy and population than other areas in the US and Canada, and are very well diversified. Okay, so our strategy remains with a clear target, that is sustainable infrastructure investment with a focus on high value creation. So thanks a lot and stay healthy.